So in the background here, I'll be playing the first descendant, killing the defiler. Cause I know some people have some difficulty with it. I'm not the greatest by any means. So just to show people, this is a build that can work. Alright, so I've been away for quite some time. During that time, Nvidia dropped their RTX 50 series with a very nice fat lie about one of their cards being on par with the 4090. Then in fine print using even more fake frames. Fake frame 4.0. And the reason why I didn't make a video on it earlier is because, quite frankly, it would have simply been I told you so. Because I would have made a couple of videos stating that this is the danger if we go down this AI fake route, where now the metrics that we normally use to evaluate a GPU and CPU as well, they mean nothing. Because now 60 FPS could mean 30 FPS, but apparently now it could mean as low as probably 20 FPS or some nonsense like that. And it was entirely predictable. So I was most amused to see some people screaming out and saying, oh, how bad Nvidia is, I can't believe they've done this. I'm like, yeah, but you guys supported this and you tried to usher it in as this remarkable technology. Even to the point where someone said that this was the best form of optimization. They were talking about the fake resolution, I believe. And now you have people doing blind tests to see whether or not they could discern fake frame 4.0 versus real, and one bag of nonsense. And to me, it's an indication of how far we've fallen to the point where authenticity is questionable. The veracity or the importance of authenticity is questionable at this point. It should never be a case where you're asking, is this fake thing good or a reasonable substitute for this real thing? Probably the most popular or the most seemingly convincing argument is, well, if you can't tell the difference, why does it matter? So if you design the fake resolution to the point where it's indistinguishable from native, and you fix the latency issues with the fake frame so you think it's running at 60 FPS somehow, then why does it matter? Putting aside the question of, rather than spending all this time to fake things up, you might rather do the real thing if you are being honest and not simply trying to go into a whole new genre, and rather than separate your product line for gamers and IT, NASA, Pixar, so if you just want to consolidate everything. That aside, here's a simple scenario, or here's a caveat to that seemingly reasonable assertion. That is operating under the precedent, under the premise that you are a good little corporate sheep and you simply buy the next product regardless of its quality. Let us say, for example, that you play Monster Hunter World, really like the game. You're looking forward to Wilds. Wilds will most likely have support for fake frame 4.0, and so if you get one of the new cards, you will get your 260 FPS. Yeah, all is nice and good, right? But Monster Hunter World came out a number of years ago. Let's say that you decided to buy a 144 Hz monitor, and you want to play Monster Hunter Wilds at that frame rate. Your current GPU, whatever it is, could only run it at 60 FPS. You buy this new GPU that with fake frame 4.0 can get 200 FPS. Only Monster Hunter World was not updated to this new software. So when you put in your new $2,000, it's not actually $2,000, but just for argument's sake, when you put in your new $2,000 GPU, expecting to see a big, massive increase to 144 Hz, you move from 60 to 65. And being facetious, it's not quite that low, but the point is you won't get that big of a jump. So what are the reasons why you wouldn't want Monster Hunter Wilds? Maybe the game went down a political route with cross-dressing and you are not into that woke nonsense. Maybe the game changed some fundamental system that you did not appreciate. For whatever the reason, you're stuck playing the older title, and the older title wasn't updated to the new fake thing. At that point, your purchase is now null and void, because you wouldn't be getting the benefit of that new process, of that new thing, because the game isn't updated for it. So that's just a quick one just to highlight a very simple flaw in the idea, or just in case some person try to push this new narrative that if the fake thing is indistinguishable from the real thing, then it is fine.